Hey there, this is Chad Garber, and I am doing another video today. This is part 2 of how to play the Sweet Child of Mine solo by Guns N' Roses, by Slash particularly. And so last lesson we went through up to a certain point, and so today we're going to be kind of starting from a certain point and continuing on. And so today, a little bit what we did yesterday, we did the near the end of it, we did this part. That's where we're going to start. So we're going to do basically this. That's what we're going to do today. And so I'm going to go over this one again. We started over, and by the way, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you don't like it, give me a thumbs down. If you want to make me smile and get notifications every time I put up a new video, then feel free to hit the bell or the subscribe button, subscribe to my channel, and hit the little bell that will make it where you get notifications for every single time I upload a new video. Otherwise, you won't see them. You'll just maybe get you'll see it somewhere, but not very often. Little bell is key. I don't know why they don't do that. They should just make subscribers automatically get them all. I guess maybe that would be too many if you had too many subscribers. Now I think about it, because I have a bunch of subscriptions and stuff. It makes sense. Anywho, all right. So the first part we're going to go over it again. We already kind of did this one, the last one, but it's to repeat it. It's just such a cool lick. And so I'm going to go through it one more time. You put your pointer finger on the 7th fret of the G string. I'm sorry. Yeah, and then you put your birdie finger on the 8th fret of the G string, and go, and with your ring finger you do a little. You go. So you pick down on the 8th fret of the G string. Then you do a hammer on into the 9th fret of the G string, and then you pull. You do on the 7th fret of the B string. You pick up. So you pick down on the 8th fret of the G string. You hammer on the 9th fret of the G string. You pick up on the 7th fret of the B string. I said, what was I saying? G string. So that was it. So we'll say that. So you pick down on the 8th fret of the G string. And then you hammer on the 9th fret of the G string. And then you pull up on the 7th fret of the B string. Pick up. And then you hammer on the 8th fret of the B string. So you pick up on the 7th fret of the B string, and you hammer on to the 9th fret of the B string. And then you hammer off, and then you pull off. Back to the 8th fret, and then back to the 7th fret. Okay, and then you hit after you hammer on and pull off and back to the 7th fret of the B string. You end up at the 9th fret of the G string. So it's So after you hit the 9th fret of the G string, you're gonna go back to the by the way, are picking down on that ninth fret of the G string. Then you pick up back on the 7th fret of the G string, of the B string. But on the 7th fret of the B string. You pick up there. See that? And then you pick down on the 8th fret, 9th fret, 10th fret, what is that? 10th fret. Then you use your pinky and you, let's see. Yeah, you pick down on the 10th fret of the B string. It's a cool lick, I gotta say, it's just a killer lick. So you're gonna use your what I do is I just have my fingers over the 3 strings on the 7th fret. You're gonna hit the high E on the 7th fret, pulling up, picking up. And then you're gonna go back. So you're gonna go back to this 7th fret of the E string. Oops, sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, so once you, I'm sorry, scratch that. If you go, once you go to the B, to the 10th fret of the B string, you're gonna, like I said, you're gonna pick up on the high, the 7th fret of the high E string. And then you're gonna hit the 11th fret of the high E. So you're gonna pick up, pick down on the 11th fret of the high E string. And then once you hit the the 11th fret, you're gonna go back. You go back to the 7th fret of that same string, the high E. And then you're gonna hit the 12th. I mean, you're gonna hit the 7th fret of the high E. Then you're gonna hit the 8th fret of the high E. And you're gonna end up right back at the 11th fret of the high E. So here it is again, slow. This is just a killer lick. Okay, so once you do that, then it gets kind of tricky here. And this is the part where I kind of question whether I'm doing it right, but when I play it with it, it works. And so, I'm just going to teach you what I do. And so, then, what's hard about this lick, once you're on the 11th fret of the high E, you gotta get your birdie finger, at least, your birdie finger on the 12th fret of the high E quickly. From there. So you're going from the 12th, your pinky on the 11th fret of the high E, to your birdie finger getting to the 12th fret of the high E. So you're gonna hit your birdie finger on the 12th fret, picking down. Then you're gonna pick up on the 14th fret of the high E. And the reason that I do that is because next you have to hit the 11th fret of the high E. So you're going pick up, pick. So you're picking down on the 12th fret, picking up on the 14th fret, picking down on the 11th fret. So if you were doing your pinky going, or even the other finger, like, it would be really hard to get that note down. So, okay, then you go back to the 12th fret. Then you go back to the 14th fret. And then you slide it up to the, and this is why it's a challenging lick for me, then you slide it up to the 15th fret. Then you just do a and I do an alternate picking from, so I go, so what you do, you get to the 15th fret, then you go back down to the 14th fret of the high E, and back to the 12th fret of the high E. Back to the 12th fret. And again, I alternate pick there, starting picking down from the 15th fret of the high E. And then I pick up on the 15th fret of the B string. So it's then you're gonna hit the. This is where it gets really it's tricky. It's weird. The feeling is weird, or the feeling of it. You know the where the notes go and everything. But again, when I play it with the song, it works. I mean, it might not be perfectly accurate, but it works when I play with the song. So I don't know. So it goes. So I hit alternate picking, and so I hit pick down on the 14th fret of the high E. So. And then I do a little, which is, so I pick from the 14th fret of the high E to the 12th fret of the high E, and then I hammer on pull off. And then pull off to back to the 12th fret of the high E, back to the 15th fret of the B. So once he does that, and so it goes. Once after that, he does a little bend on the 15th. Actually, no bend. Is just you hit the string on the you hit the 15th of the B again, and the 12th of the high E again. See, it's a weird feeling. Then it bends on the high of the 15th of the B string. And then it goes to the 12th fret of the B string, and then back to the bend of the 15th fret of the B string. And you can do a little vibrato there if you want to. So again, it's like this. I know it's weird, it's controversial, but again, I couldn't find that part. I couldn't find that part when I was running the song. Everyone I looked at did it a little differently. So I just listened to it over and over again, really slow, and then that's what I came up with. So. And then he does it again. He does the same bend. So he does the bend on the 15th fret on the B string, pull off on the 12th fret of the B string. Then he ends up pulled off on the end up on the 14th fret of the G string. Sorry, I kind of have to keep on repeating this pattern over again, but that's how I kind of get there to remember what I'm doing. Yes. So it goes. Then you end up back at the 12th of the B string, and then you bend at the 15th fret of the B string again. See that? I'm picking down on the bend on the 15th. And then I'm pulling off to the 12th fret. Picking down on the 14th fret of the G string. Picking up on the 12th fret of the B string. And then picking down on the bend again. And then do the same thing again. But instead of bending on the 15th fret of the B string, you're bending on the 17th fret of the B string. Then you bend it again, that 17th, but you bend it just a little bit higher than you did the first time. So you're going. And then for the bend, you do re-bend it, but bend it just a little bit higher. So the first time you're going. Second time you're. Anyway, so Slash is a genius. Anyway, so. Then you pull off. Then you pull off to the 15th fret of the B string. And then you go back to the 17th fret without bending it on the B string. Okay. So then you go back to the 12th fret on the B string. You hit that, you pick that down. And so you hit the 12th fret on the 15th on the B string. And so you bend it, you hit the 15th fret, but you barely hit it. You bend it. You're going right when you hit the 15th fret, you're bending it. And that's the picking you go. so you're bending up, but then you're bending twice actually. You're picking twice when you're already bent, and then you pick on the same fret, the 15th fret of the B string when you're not bent. Then you go back to the 12th fret of the B string. Okay, then you just bend, you go to the 12th fret of the G string, and you just go. You bend it, you pull off back to the 12th fret of the G string. And you pull off and you end up right back at the 14th fret of the G string. And then you pick, again, some of this stuff is just it's the same notes. It's the same notes over and over again, but he does it differently, and he does a lot of phrasing with it. So it's so when he does the pull off one, then he just hits 12 and 14 again on the B string, in the G string. So that time, the next time he goes, hits the 12th fret, bends right into the 14th fret. And then he bends it and he goes back to the 12th and the 14th again. See, he's doing the same notes, he's just doing it differently. Different, like in weird phrases. So. Again, I'm just gonna let you listen to that part and try to, because it's 12 and 14 over. It's going back and forth between 12 and 14 on the G string and doing that bend. But you just gotta listen to it to get the feel for it. Because I can't, it's hard to keep on telling you what it's 12, 14, 12, 14. So. And eventually he goes. Then he does that bend on the 14th and use your pinky on the 15th of the B string. So you start off the bend on that one. So on the 14th fret on the G string, you start off with the bend. And then you do a pull off. Pull off all the way to the 14th fret of the D string. Yeah, so it's. So you do that, but you start on the bend on the 14th fret of the G string. Hammer, pull off to the 12th fret of the G string. Pick down on the 14th fret of the G string, of the D string. I'm sorry. So that was we're talking about the G string. The 14th fret of the G string. Bend it from there to the 12th fret of the G string. Pick down on the 14th fret of the D string. And then using your finger with your pressing down, the same finger you just used to hit that 14th fret of the D string, you press it down and pick up on the 14th fret of the G string. And then you hit the 12th fret of the G string and back to the 14th fret of the D string. And then you go to the 12th fret of the D string. Then you go back to the 12th fret of the G string, and you go back to the 14th fret of the D string, and go back to the 12th fret of the G string. It's hard to follow. It's hard to teach because it's so much of the same notes. Then you do that again, you repeat it. Which is, you have your pointer finger on the 12th fret of the G string, you do a hammer-on pull-off on the 14th fret of the G string, and end up at the you know, pull off from the 14th fret to the 12th fret, and then ultimately to the 14th fret of the D string, and go back to the 12th fret of the G string, and back to the 14th fret and the 12th fret of the D string consecutively. You do that twice. And this part